very good morning, everyone. My name is Sneha, and it's said in Bhagavad Gita that the biggest dharma that you can do for yourself is taking care of yourself and looking after yourself, looking after your well-being, looking after your mental health, looking after this body that you have been given the gift to. Because it all starts here. It all starts within. It all starts with you. And if we don't take care of this vessel, who will? And that brings me to the topic for today, which is about maintaining your well-being, taking care of yourself in a performance-driven world. When we talk about the human self, we are bestowed with so many things. But fortunately or unfortunately, we live in a world where we have to be performative. Because if we are not out there shining, what is our worth? If we are not out there doing so much, working, overworking, over-ambitious, what are we doing? What are we doing with our own identities, right? And today I'm here to tell you that you are beyond all of that, and your self-worth was never external, but it was always internal within. And this is a question that always comes to me in my 10 years of practice with every human being. And when they come and tell me, I don't know what I am if I don't work. I don't know what my identity is if I'm not performing. So I want you all to reflect on this one question. If I take away all your achievements, if I take away all your bank balance, if I take away all your awards, your resume, things that you introduce yourself to, even when we meet somebody, we ask, what do you do? Instead of asking, how are you feeling today? So if I remove all of that, who would you be? What would you answer? Yes, we can say we are a soul, we are a human being, we are a homo sapien. We can say all of that. But at the end of the day, we are humans completely starting within our own self from the beginning. As an adult, we are products of our childhood. We're all products of our childhood. Everything that we have gone through in our childhood, your adulthood is exhibiting that, is showing that. So the journey is never outside. The journey is not becoming something else outside or finding something outside. It is about remembering who you were, remembering who you were in the first place, before the world told you what to do. And let me correct myself. Ambition is a beautiful word. It's a beautiful thing. But somehow, we are living in a world which is performance-driven, which feels like it, but there is a deeper layer to it. We are also worth-driven now. Okay, if I work this much, I'm worthy. If I do this much, I'm safe. If I'm overworking, I'm okay, I'm good to go, I'm impressive, right? So we are in a world where we are constantly performing. And the line between ambition and burnout has become thinner and thinner as the time passes by. I have people coming to me who cry in a Mercedes, who live in palaces, but ask me, what do I do with this emotion that is like a black cloud all the time within me? And that is why, that brings me to this point, which is performance is the modern age disorder, because we are constantly performing. If we are not impressive, we are not shining. If we are not shining, we're not worthy. If we are not worthy, we're not safe. Right? So everything you see has somehow gone external. Whereas the theory and the formula is we all have to come back here, internal, to that inner child. Who doesn't want impressive resumes or the bank balance? The inner child wants safety. That part wants to be seen, heard, felt, understood. And from that, you achieve anything in life that you would like to. This is a very interesting picture, and this is exactly what we do in therapy, where you see there is a person sitting with a dark cloud on their heads. And the job of the therapist or a coach is to turn that darkness and melt it into water and use that water so that the client can grow with that. So you see, it is all theirs. We only provide a little bit of help. We only provide a little bit of guidance. I had a client who came and said, if I don't perform, I don't know who I am. I don't know what my identity is if I'm not working. And that's why my calendar is busy all the time. I don't have space for myself, for my family, for my relationships, but I shine on Instagram. I shine at my workplace. I've got the biggest promotion ever. But my family members are unhappy with me. They are upset with me because I don't have time. I myself don't have time for the emotions that I carry. And this is what brings me to the point that performance cannot be the new metric for humanness. So as we grow up in our adulthood, by the way, this is all acquired learning, so the good news is we can unlearn it. In adulthood, we can become career obsessed, constant proving, fear of irrelevance, and anxiety masked as ambition. There's a very thin line. Because if my resume is not shining, or if I'm not out there working, performing all the single time, and if I'm resting, that means unsafe. How can I rest? The imposter in me says, you can't rest. You always have to work. You always have to move. You always have to perform. If you don't do it, what are you? Whereas the inner child inside says, can you give me a pause? Can you just stop? Can you pause and breathe for me? Can you just listen to me? And the more you do that, the more healthier it will be for your success eventually. So the inner child needs that space to hold. I don't know when ambition became that thin line which took us to burnout. A little bit scientific now. What we need is safety. And starting with nervous system safety. The nervous system that we have here, which holds so much of us, our whole identity, that needs safety. And a lot of times we become hypervigilant. We're checking phones all the time. We could be using achievement as an emotional armor or a psychological armor, that I'm good, I'm achieving, look at me shining, but internally feeling nothing, feeling numb. So that brings me to a point that many of us are driven, are ambitious, which is great, I myself am, but there is a thin line between regulation and dysregulation. So we have to keep a constant balance in check. If I am regulated or not, if I am going through a burnout while I am achieving my bank balance or not, if my family is getting enough time or myself getting enough time while I do this or not. So the trick here or the solution here is to go back, not go outward all the time, because let me tell you, that never gets enough and it will not end. Now, what do? We spoke about the problem part. Let's look at the solution part. Grounding. The word itself means to be grounded, meaning to stay in the present. As human beings, we are mostly in the past or in the future. We are rarely in the present. And one of the best things your nervous system needs, it's essential as safety, is nervous system regulation. Because without nervous system regulation, we don't go anywhere. We need that for our armor, for our health, for our well-being. And I always start that with some breath work. Your breathing, your prana, is the key to everything. You know the story of the deer who searches for the scent of the musk in the whole forest, but the scent was coming from the deer itself. That is what breath is for us. That is the power of the breath. It regulates you instantly. Other thing, your body is more intelligent than your mind. If you notice small babies and if you go and pick them, they will either say yes or no. Their body will respond. They will either come to you very sweetly or they'll say no. Right? Their body responds. So body is more intelligent than the human mind. So the more we listen to the body, the more healthier it becomes for the mind also. And without safety, there is no embodiment anyway. Embodiment is practice. Practicing health, practicing well-being. And if we don't do that on a day-to-day basis, it becomes critical. Now, if there is one statement, if I could shower to the world, that would be this. There is nothing in you that needs fixing. There is nothing in you that needs to be fixed. You only need to be seen, heard, understood. We are not a broken project. We are not a constant assignment on the run. We're human beings with real feelings, with real humanness. There is nothing in us to fix. Nothing is broken. But there is many that needs to be heard, seen, and looked after. Now, the presence we give ourselves through the breath is the key to this, is the key to understanding where we stand, the key to knowing where we are. And one of the best ways to do that is mind and body work, the somatic work. When we don't muddle our identity with the work in itself, that becomes restoration. When we take care of the body, we begin to belong in this vessel that we carry. It's just a simple vessel that you need to take care of. Your body will signal when there is safety and when there is not. Your body will tell you before your mind does. The body is more intelligent than your thoughts are. So it will tell you, it will create a mark on you and tell you and signal you, I like this, I don't like this. I like being around this person, that group, I don't like being around them. So the more we are attuned to this vessel, the more healthier we become. And it also brings us to the point of regulation. And that keeps us in a healthy aspect as much as possible. So whenever we feel aligned, you will notice you will feel safe. You'll feel relief. You'll feel like exhaling. That calm you'll feel. Whenever body is contracting, you feel, okay, I don't like this. This is not safe. Maybe not okay. Right? So listening to the body as a practice, not as an option. Every single day, doing your breath work, which is the inner work already happening, the prana that we carry, already has the potential of transformation. Now, very importantly, whenever we are feeling open, expansive, whenever we take care of ourselves, this internal system takes more care of you in decision making, in critical thinking, in work, in relationships. It will help you take those decisions easily, very easily. Take those steps for your life with ease. Because then ease will not be alien. Ease will be your language. And when we have that comfort within ourselves, the mind-body connection also happens. And then automatically we become regulated. So let's breathe. Today, I want all of us together breathe. I want all of you to practice this with me for the next 60 seconds. Let's do that. I want all of you to sit back, close your eyes, and breathe with me as I tap a little bit into your nervous system and give it a hug. Technically, it's you doing that. Close your eyes And take one strong deep breath for me from your nose. Inhale and exhale from your mouth. As slowly as possible, there is no rush. The slower you do it, it's better for the nervous system. Breathe. Feel that one thing keeping you alive this very moment. Let's do it again. Inhale. Release through the mouth. One more time. Inhale. A deep one, the last one. And exhale through the mouth. And very slowly and gently, you may open your eyes. We did a very short version of breathing. Welcome back. And this is a very short version that I could introduce. And it's very important that we do some form of breath work on a day-to-day basis. It is miraculous when you practice more. It was like a little high five or a hug to your nervous system, to that inner child which has been waiting for you to hear them or to see them. And I'll close my talk with this one powerful line that came to me during my sadhana, that we don't need impressive humans anymore in the world we live in, but we do need regulated ones. And that is crucial. Because when we take decisions, be it here, be it in boardrooms, be it at the UN, be it while changing the world, when we are taking decisions from regulated place, you change, and then eventually the world changes. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you so much.